Hey everyone, looks like Sydney Sweeney has landed herself in some serious heat over a new jeans commercial she appeared in. Let's break down everything that's been said about her recently. So here's the deal. Sydney is facing major backlash after starring in a new campaign with American Eagle. It blew up online, and not in a good way. People are calling it tone-deaf, oddly sexual, and even lacking originality. A lot of viewers are accusing the brand of mimicking the iconic Brooke Shields ad for Calvin Klein. Now, if you're not familiar, Brooke's campaign from the 1980s was one of the most talked about fashion ads of that era. She was just 15 years old when she modeled Calvin Klein jeans and delivered the line, open quote, "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing." Close quote. The ad sparked major outrage for being overtly sexual, especially given her age at the time. Even Brooke herself has commented on it. Back in 2021, she gave an interview to Vogue where she reflected on the shoot. She described it as long and exhausting. No one outside the essential crew was even allowed on set. She shared, open quote, "Since it was Avedon's first time stepping into commercial work, he was nervous. The stakes were high, and there was a lot of pressure. We did countless takes of everything." Close quote. What made it tougher were the intense poses she had to pull off while wearing the jeans, including scenes where she had to balance on all fours. Open quote. "Every bit of the choreography was planned and purposeful," she explained. Close quote. When the commercial finally aired, Brooke wasn't prepared for the wave of backlash that followed. The media jumped on it immediately, turning her now famous line, open quote, "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing," close quote, into a major controversy with sexual undertones. Open quote. "I was away when the ad was released, then started hearing it was being banned." Close quote. According to her, paparazzi would yell at her and her mom. Open quote. "How could you let this happen?" Close quote. Open quote. "It all just felt so absurd," she said. Close quote. She insists she never saw the ad or the line as suggestive. Open quote. "I didn't think it was about underwear or meant to be sexual. I was just naive." Close quote. She went on. Open quote. "People thought I was more worldly than I really was. Truth is, I was a virgin, and I stayed that way for a long time after." Close quote. Even with the initial uproar, Brooke still looks back on the campaign with pride. Open quote. "The backlash totally backfired. It became wildly successful. Even the underwear line ended up outshining the jeans." Close quote. She believes Calvin Klein knew exactly how to create buzz. Open quote. "That ad set the tone for the industry for years to come." Close quote. Fast forward 40 plus years, and now Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle spot is being linked to that same moment in fashion history. Some are saying it feels like a deliberate homage, but one that completely misses the mark. Open quote. "It looks nearly identical to me, just trimmed down a bit." Close quote. And now people are wondering, how did something like this get approved, knowing how poorly the original was received? Let me try to play a clip from the ad for you, hopefully without triggering copyright issues, so you can hear the dialogue. The criticism came in fast. Social media users called the ad awkward, overly self-centered, and like it was trying way too hard to be sexy. Then, people started mentioning how Sydney had just released a limited edition soap with Dr. Squatch titled Sydney's Bathwater Bliss.
I've worked in marketing for 15 years, and one of my favorite things to say whenever I see like a billboard or a television show or something that looks a little problematic is there were meetings about that. There were so many meetings about that. And I want to talk about how many meetings this had to go through. How many people saw this before it even got to us? And this is what they pitched for Q3, right? Because this dropped like right around the beginning of July. This is a Q3, like this is supposed to last all through back to school, right? So that meeting's like 10, 12 people. I'm being very conservative. That's about 10, 12 people, right? Second meeting we have, the chief marketing officer and probably the director of marketing have a meeting with the rest of the C-suite. That meeting has another 6 people, 8 people, their assistants. So like conservatively, like 16 people in this meeting, right? So from that meeting, they send everything over to Sydney Sweeney's team. Agents, managers, Sydney herself, whoever's in the room, whoever's on her team, her lawyers, everyone. They probably pitch her 3 different ideas for like what they want to do. And they're like, love it. Sydney's in, let's go. That's another 6 people who heard Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Now we have to talk about creative team. We have to talk about the copywriter who's going to write the script for this because she has to say words. So someone wrote that script, right? We got the copywriter, we got the videographer, we got the director, we got all the people, all the crew that's on set who are hearing her say these words because people are on set hearing her say this. The hairstylist, the makeup artist, all those people get a brief. And they're like, yo, the campaign is called Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. It's about this. Make her hair look like this. Do something to her eyes so that they really pop. This is a lot of people to approve this ad. For the amount of people online who are clear as day, like, this is eugenics. Oh my God, how could they do this? There are so many people who have an uproar about this. This went through so many people.
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like, fascist weird. Like, propaganda weird. Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is propaganda.
As someone who works in marketing, that campaign with American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney was definitely a choice. A deliberate one, and needs to be taken as seriously as we are trying to have the conversation on here that it is. Not only did they pull inspo from a campaign that literally sexualized children, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, please look up the Brooke Shields and Calvin Klein campaign back in like the 80s, 90s. But the specific wording of the script, the copy, like everything, like it was a very deliberate choice. Like what you need to understand is that marketing goes through many rounds of approvals through different departments and different heads of management. So it was very specific and very deliberate. So the messaging that you're getting is the messaging they want to push. And the worst part about all of this is that American Eagle has always appealed to younger generations of women, teen girls, and this is the type of value of beauty that they're trying to push. So yeah, it is that serious.
Yep, it was actually made with her real bathwater. Only 5,000 bars were made, sold for around $8 to $12, and came with a certificate confirming that one unusual ingredient, her bathwater. Some fans thought it was a clever, cheeky idea. Others totally creeped out, saying it catered to the male gaze and was just plain gross. The conversation quickly turned into a larger debate, self-objectification versus empowerment. Despite the criticism, the soap sold out in no time. It went totally viral and was soon followed by a much more family-friendly collab with Baskin-Robbins. She's definitely been securing those brand deals lately, no doubt about that. But this latest campaign, it's landed her in the spotlight again for all the wrong reasons. Many are saying it's yet another example of her over-sexualizing herself to sell a product. And that's not even the only concern people have raised. Viewers pointed to a different part of the ad that they found disturbing, accusing it of pushing a dangerous message, even claiming it hinted at eugenics and white supremacy, specifically when she says, open quote,
"Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue."
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. Close quote. Then, the camera zooms in on her striking blue eyes as she delivers the line, open quote, "My genes are blue." Sure, it's clearly a play on words, genes, G-E-N-E-S, and jeans, J-E-A-N-S. But audiences felt the execution was completely tone deaf. People began commenting things like, open quote, "Why is she using such a seductive tone?" The takeaway for many seemed to be, open quote, "White skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair, that's the ultimate perfect genes," close quote, saying, open quote, "My genes are blue," close quote, coming from a blonde, blue-eyed actress just didn't sit right, open quote. "It feels like a subtle nod to white purity," close quote. "That's why so many people were uncomfortable," open quote. "Why are we even sexualizing genes to begin with," close quote, open quote. "I can't tell if the bigger issue here is the sexism or the racial messaging," close quote, open quote. "Who actually approved this? Seriously," close quote, open quote. "Why is she even talking like that?" close quote. On the other hand, there were some voices defending the ad, saying people are overreacting, and it was just meant to be a lighthearted wordplay. But like it or not, the whole thing blew up online. Many believe the controversy isn't a coincidence, and that the creators knew exactly what they were doing, especially considering similar ads have stirred controversy in the past. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you think about the whole situation, the backlash, the ad, and everything being said about Sydney Sweeney right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Sending love, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.